Cryptocurrencies Lesson 2. What are the risks involved in accepting Bitcoin? You should consider the possible risk that fraudsters can send counterfeit invoices to your customers and entice them to make a payment to a Bitcoin address that they control instead of to you. While that isn't likely in general, it depends on how well a fraudster could find out who your customers are in the first place. It would certainly be an unpleasant situation if it ever happened. One way that you can control that is, whenever possible, never let people try to type Bitcoin addresses off payment stubs. Instead, force people to get the full Bitcoin address from your website via secure SSL. But still print most of the address on the payment stub, perhaps with 4 or 5 characters start out, so that the customer's need for a paper trail can be satisfied, so they can prove they paid if there's ever a dispute. Merchants can also use the IP address geolocation to understand the close proximity of users. There's automated solutions such as Fraud Labs Pro that automates the screening of Bitcoin transactions to determine risk level. A sales contract might be used to ensure that specific terms are met to lessen the chances of a misunderstanding. For instance, the party sending payment is responsible for paying any transaction fee that might be necessary. A contract might specify that a transaction fee must be paid and what amount, so as to prevent the situation where the transaction is considered a low priority transaction and thus isn't confirmed quickly. When a business accepts Bitcoins for payment, there generally is the need to convert them to the currency used for paying suppliers, employers, and shareholders. Some merchants set prices based on the current market rate at the time the price quote is presented to the customer. Bitcoin prices list the exchange rate for many currencies on multiple exchanges. When prices are determined using an automated process, the current market rate can be based on either a current price or on a weighted average basis. When Bitcoin funds for purchases aren't received, some merchants instantly exchange those proceeds into the preferred currency used. Hedging for each transaction can nearly entirely eliminate exchange rate risk that the business is exposed to when accepting Bitcoins for payment.